Very good morning to the children of class 11 arts. Now we have started via Anandavarta. It was Thursday last. If you have gone through, should have gone through actually. When endeavors of this type are taken up, you should follow them. So I have started with chapter 2, which is rights in the Indian Constitution, and this is apart from the book Indian Constitution at Work. That is the book. So I have told you that rights are our basic claims and 6 fundamental rights are provided to us, and I have already discussed about the 2 fundamental rights, that is right to equality and right to freedom. Here I am today to explain you the third right, that is right against Be very careful, it should be against. Do not write right to exploitation, the meaning changes. It should be against. So under this right, what it is mentioned that women, the main, women and children, they are the main groups of population who are mainly exploited. So there should be no exploitation to children and women, which includes what? That children below the age of 14 years. They should not be employed in any hazardous, means dangerous kinds of jobs like in mills, factories and things like that. And for women also, at a point of time we have seen that women have always been discriminated. That means they used to work the same hours of the day, same kind of work, but they were paid less. So now women performing the same kind of work and working for the same hours of the day, they should be paid the same as her male colleague or the one who is working with her. And what should be abolished is human trafficking, beggary and bonded labor. These are the things which should be prohibited, means banned completely. Human trafficking means, you have heard about young girls and boys, they are actually kidnapped or forcibly they are put into some dirty kind of business which is against their wish, something which is not respectable at all. So that kind of business, women, children who are actually forced to go into these kinds of dirty business, that should be completely stopped. Beggary means, children, as you have heard about these kinds of rackets existing in Mumbai and the surrounding areas, where children, they are taken from orphanages and people of at times, children of the poor, what they are done, forcibly they are made to begging by big people, they are having big rackets where children are kept, and at times the children they are blinded by one eye, or their limbs are broken forcibly, so that sympathetically people will go and give them alms, that is, they will give them money. Bonded labor means, one example of bonded labor is like slavery. That means you should not be forced to do anything which you don't like, which is against your wish. So this kind of system should not be allowed. These are some of the things which have been banned under right against exploitation. Mainly they belong to the women and the children, as well as all the other people, those who are doing a kind of work which they don't like to do, or which is against their self-respect. This is banned completely. This is the third fundamental right which is provided to the people of India. India being a democratic country, it gives to its people certain rights. Next, the fourth one we have, right to freedom of religion. India is a secular country, all of us, we know that, and all of us are free to practice and propagate means to spread the religion of their own choice. Here nobody should be actually forced to, nobody can be imposed No religion can be imposed upon anybody by force, because India follows a secular pattern. Here anybody is free to practice as well as propagate. Propagate means to spread the religion of their own choice, and together with that, no discrimination should be made on the basis of religion. No taxes should be issued or collected in the name of religion, and especially in government schools, government aided schools, instructions based upon any particular religion should not be imparted. These are some of the things which comes under right to freedom of religion. Because remember, start this particular point mentioning the feature of India, the nature of India, that is India being a secular country. It allows all its people to practice and propagate the religion of their choice. Then you have the fifth one, cultural and educational rights. India is a land of diversity. We have already the tagline of India goes like this: unity in diversity. We are culturally different. We are so different in so many ways. We are different. We speak different language. We follow different culture. We follow different religion. Fooding habit is different. Clothing habit is different. But after all, we all are one. We are one as Indians. That is what makes India so beautiful, so great, then so different from all the other nations of the world. So as different cultural people live in India, so the government of India, the constitution of India gives you that much of guarantee that you can profess and practice the culture of your own choice. Nobody can come and stop you from doing this, that this particular culture you cannot practice here, you cannot carry on with your culture. That cannot be done. In fact, if you find that your culture is at stake means in any kind of danger, or is at the point of extinction, you can ask for help from the government. And with related to your culture, you can also have your educational rights. That means education related, any kind of education, whether it is that right to education has been provided, where everyone has the basic education, that is primary education, has been made compulsory. And together with that, every cultural group have their own scripts, their own way of writing. So these can also be pursued, and if you feel that you are facing any problems, you have all right to go and ask the government for any kind of help for preserving your culture, your education, your script and everything. And the last of all comes right to constitutional remedies. This particular fundamental right has been defined as soul of the fundamental rights. Soul, it was by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He has described this particular fundamental right as the soul of fundamental right. As for example, a body becomes meaningless if the soul, the spirit is not there. So all the other 5 fundamental rights, that is right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, cultural and educational right to freedom of religion, will become meaningless if this particular fundamental right is not granted to the people. So what is mentioned in this particular fundamental right? It is mentioned that if anyone feels that any of your fundamental right has been violated by anyone, or you're not getting that fundamental right, you can directly go to the Supreme Court or the High Courts and ask for those rights. That is why I've told you that the Constitution grants means gives, and guarantees fundamental rights. Guarantees it is by this particular fundamental right. It gives you a guarantee that if any of your fundamental right is violated, you have the full right to go and ask the help from the government. You can directly go to the Supreme Court or to the High Court and ask for help that this particular fundamental right of mine has been violated, and the judiciary, what they will do, they will take up measures to find out yes or no, whether or not which fundamental right has been violated. And if they find that yes, truly the right has been violated, what will happen? Compensation will be provided to that particular person who have suffered losses for that particular violation of fundamental rights. Usually the courts, they issue orders. These orders are actually known as writs. And these writs are actually what? These writs are orders which are issued by the judiciary in case of violation of any kind of fundamental rights. How many kinds of writs are there? There are 5 kinds of writs. They are habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, quo warranto. These are the writs which are actually issued. They are not rights, they are writs which are actually issued by the judiciary in case it is under this particular fundamental right, if they find that any one of their fundamental right has been violated. And many of you may ask, Miss, after Article 30, why did you come to Article 32? Where is Article 31? This Article 31, as I have already told you before, that there was right to property was there, but right to property has been removed from the list of fundamental rights. Now it is a part of your legal rights, but it is not your fundamental right. Now with this, you will have to come to know about each and every fundamental right in details, and what small details which I have said. And the next day when I again come, I will complete with this class. Till then, be happy.